So, welcome to our 2021 launch event. We've just held our 2020 event about 10 days ago online. And today we're going to go through the entry procedure with you and talk to some of our previous winners, sponsors, and judges. So, I'm going to share my screen with you. So, welcome to our launch event. Pictured here, two of our winners from just over a week ago, Alison, who you're going to meet shortly, and the lovely Camille. So the Best Business Women Awards I set up in 2015, really to reward and recognise all the talented business women out there across such a wide range of industries from across the UK. And this year we've opened it globally. So anyone from anywhere can enter. The ingredients for your entry really need to be around your passion for your business and your industry, how you focus on your business, and your level of direction and your clarity of direction. And obviously we'd love to see businesses that are making a profit, except for the new business category. We understand it's been a really difficult year for most businesses, and the judges will of course take this into account. On new businesses, we don't expect a profit because most small new businesses don't make a profit for a few years. But what we would like to see is those projections. And you must have great testimonials about you and your business, preferably online, because they make the testimonials that much more credible. So have a chat. If you haven't got any online reviews, then do have a chat with us and we will work through that. And give you some ideas. So what are the benefits of entering business awards, or our awards actually? Well, I think the first thing it does is it gives you an opportunity to do a review of your business from every angle. So looking at your processes, your growth, your journey, how you deal with your customers. So it really gives you that chance to do a 360-degree look across your business. Also, there's no doubt about this, that awards bring new business opportunities to you because it really does validate you as an expert in your field. It gives you that competitive edge and it gives you that recognition of your achievements. And this always leads to new business. Plus, I think having that credibility in your industry, you also get so many PR opportunities that come your way. So one of our winners is here today, Alison Warner, and she won the Best Coach Award for 2020, but we did it in 2021. So she won the Best Coach Award, and she won that a week ago on the 19th of March. And she's here today to share a bit about her story because she got PR pretty quickly. And really, it's good to hear the experience of somebody who has won an award and immediately got onto the PR bandwagon and the results that they had. So I'm going to pass you over to Alison now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to go over to Alison.
We are a coaching company that specialises in the construction and trade industry, so fairly niche. And I was lucky enough to win the Best Coach category at the Best Businesswoman Awards just over a week ago, as Debbie said. I'd entered for the previous 2 years and been a finalist, so I was determined to actually win it. So I actually went along to the workshop that you ran, must have been about a year ago, Debbie, I'm guessing, and to find out, what it was, what was the bit that was missing, and it was really around the evidence. So I made sure that last year when I was entering, I really put in sufficient evidence to back up what I was saying, I guess, in the entry. But to answer your question, I won the award on Friday. My PR company was very much on the ball and got the press release out on Monday. And as a result of that, I'm a guest on BBC Radio Kent this afternoon. It was also picked up by the Installer magazine, which is a magazine for the electrical industry, which is fairly big. They run big nationwide events, and they've asked me to speak at both their May event and their September event. And I've also appeared in the Electrical Times and the Pro Landscaper Award magazine. So yeah, very, very quick. I mean, what I would say on to include as well, it's not just about the winning. I mean, obviously that was amazing to have won, but the previous 2 years entering and being a finalist, I also got quite a lot of PR off the back of that as well. So I think it's about working with a good PR agency so that they can position you in the right way and write the press release in the right way to make the most of the award. So yeah.
And have you been surprised how quickly that's taken traction in a week? It's incredible.
Yeah, it is actually, yes.
Well,
is,
I know you can't stay for the whole event, and I'm really grateful that you popped on to join us this morning. So thank you. And you know what? I so admire you because you just kept coming back, kept re-entering. You didn't let it get you down. You were just like, right, you know, and I love people with the tenacity, and that's what the awards are all about. And you've got an incredible business. So well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And
thank you for wanting a great award ceremony as well. It wasn't easy, was it? Online.
Nothing worth having, Alison, is ever easy. Thank you. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've got Sam here from Wagada, Samantha. Cheryl has been Cheryl, who owns Wagada, was a winner many years ago, and then came back as a sponsor a few years later and has sponsored for the last, I think, 3 years. So what we wanted Wagada to share was a bit about the SEO impact of business awards. And I know Cheryl has put you forward to do this, Sam.
Yeah, Cheryl apologises for not being here. She is on holiday with her kids, enjoying the sunny weather. She booked the right week to take off. So I am replacing her. I promised to try and do her justice. But yeah, we just wanted to come on and kind of talk about the SEO side of things as well, because it kind of links in with some of the PR that you can get out of entering the awards. So for those who don't know me, I'm Sam, and I am from Wagada, digital marketing agency in St Albans. The aim of our agency is really to help clients raise their brand profiles, engage their audience, and ultimately to sell more online. Our search engine optimization and paid ad services make sure that our clients' products and services get found by the right people. And we use our social media services as well to engage the audience and create desire around that. So we've got a team of specialists who work with our clients' marketing teams to provide the digital skills that they may not have in-house. With digital marketing changing so much, it's really important that our specialists keep on top of everything and help our clients to really excel at their marketing, whether that be through social or through SEO. We've also been really proud to be the sponsors of the Best Business Women Awards for a few years now, and indeed the event a few weeks ago, which was really inspirational and great to see all the amazing women in the area doing such fantastic things. So congratulations to everyone, firstly, who made it to the Please don't give up. Your moment will come. The competition for the awards last year was so fierce, so just making it to the final is an absolutely massive achievement. So as I said, we've been involved with the awards in one capacity or another since the beginning, and it's been amazing to see the influence that it's had on people's businesses and the incredible PR they've managed to get out of being a finalist. I mean, even just hearing now being on BBC Radio Kent, that's such an exciting thing, and all of that really comes from these awards. So one of our core services at Wagada is SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, if you haven't heard of it before. But it's a really powerful tool because it gives you the opportunity to put your business in front of the audience that is already searching for it. So we encourage all of our clients at Wagada to apply for the Best Business Women Awards, if they have a female businesswoman, of course, as they really give you the opportunity to boost your SEO. So one key element of SEO is link building. Basically what that means is that Google's trying to find out what your sphere of influence is, And one way it does that is by looking at how many people are talking about your company and then linking to it from external websites. So if lots of people are linking to you and lots of people are talking about you, Google trusts you and sees you as an authoritative figure in the sphere, and ultimately it boosts your ranking. So as you can imagine, getting these kind of mentions and links from websites can be hard, as people need to have a reason as to why they might link to you. But that's exactly where the awards come in. So reaching for the final for an award is one way of getting your brand name out there. It builds mentions and links from an SEO point of view. The awards list all the companies in the final on their websites, and they'll link to them. And they also create and generate buzz on social media as well, which really just gives you guys the opportunity to further your PR and links from their website to yours. So basically, by applying to the awards, you can help to boost your search ranking and build your brand through that. So from the team at Waggadah, we really hope that you decide to apply for the awards this year. Our tip, if we were going to say one thing though, would be to make sure that you leave plenty of time to put your entry together, and make sure that you fill out every section fully as well, because it goes without saying, but if a section is empty, the judges can't give you points for it. So just from me and from the rest of the team, we want to send a good luck to everyone, and we hope to see you at the final later on this year.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. That's great. Thank you. So that basically shares the benefits of SEO with award entries. So I'm going to go back to my slide share now. Is that working okay? Someone give me the thumbs up. Brilliant. Thank you. So these are all the benefits. I think the networking opportunities as well that people have had over the years have been amazing. So reviewing your business, the new business opportunities, the recognition, the validation gives you a competitor edge, credibility, because it's been judged by a panel of independent experts. This is not a voting competition, which I think turn into popularity contest. Personally, this is really credible, and PR opportunities and sharing with your customers. So what is the downside? There is no downside. So I'm going to talk you through, let's just click on that, talk you through some of the ways in which, the way in which you can enter. So we have 17 categories this year. You can enter as many as you wish, as long as you're eligible for them. Our new website launched late last night, long story with the developers. Can I just make sure everyone's on mute? Hold on a sec. Everybody on mute? I just heard a bit of a. Let's just do that. Okay. The charity champion, our entry fees are £25 plus VAT per entry, and this is two reasons we brought this in a few years ago. One is actually when people even pay a small amount, they make more effort to complete their entry properly. That's the main reason, and it cut down a lot on people that didn't put hardly anything in it, to be honest with you. And also it goes towards covering some of our admin costs of dealing with all these entries. The charity champion category we don't charge for, and we don't charge for them to attend the final either. And the winner of our charity champion, we fundraise for them the following year. So there's a great incentive for anybody in the charity sector to enter these awards and showcase their charity. Best Boss is also exempt from an entry fee because that is a nomination, and that is the only nomination category that we have. And you have to be nominated by your staff. You can be nominated by more than one person in your team. Those two are exempt from the fee. Obviously, we're going to say carefully read and answer the questions and submit evidence, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a sec. So these are our 2021 categories, which sort of, when we planned out this year, we've sort of had to take into account the whole COVID situation, what industries have been really badly affected. So there are some categories which are kind of at the moment a catch-all. And then if we got a lot of entries for a particular industry, we would look at reigniting that category again. But my thought is, because health and wellness, hair and beauty, for example, have been so badly affected by COVID, hospitality, etc., we've kind of got these categories, and we will look at the entries when they come in, and I'll explain that in a sec. So we've got categories which are more general, like most inspiring businesswoman, best business. You'd need to be trading at least 4 years to be eligible to enter that. Best new business, if you started up from the 1st of January 2019 or later. This is a great category because it really does put you on the back with your new business. And I think Davina Steele's here somewhere, so we'll get her to share her thoughts on that and how that impacted her business when she won this award in 2019. Best customer service, which is a great accolade to have for your business. And then we've got our new International Businesswoman of the Year, so it's eligible to anyone outside of the UK. And then we've got industry categories such as STEM, legal services, coaching, PR and marketing. Best product, so this must be a product that you innovated and that you manufacture. And children and families. Business services is open to business service, so anyone whose business actually helps other businesses. Charity champion is a registered charity project or CIC, and you must have started it or been part of the team that did. Must be very kind of, you must be a very integral part of that. Financial services, and then consumer business, so any type of business that serves consumers. We've also got animal services, and all of these categories are all self-entry apart from Best Boss. And as I said earlier, Best Boss open to any female business owner or a female leader, but you must be nominated by your staff, and more than one person can nominate you. So the entry submission process, I think the best thing you can do is start with a bit of a brainstorm and start really brain dumping all of the stuff that you've done over the years and charting your business journey. Have a really good look at the categories, decide which ones are right for you and which ones that you feel you want to have for your business, because you might feel, for example, customer service is really important to you, or being the best business is really important to you. So really kind of look at that and decide what you feel is really important for your business. Keep a folder with achievements, any PR that you've had, your finances, your business's marketing plans, and real key information around your business, and keep it in a folder in your desktop so that over the year you're building information up that you can use for business awards. Regularly ask your clients and customers for testimonials. Either get them on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, could be Checker Trader, TripAdvisor, depends on your industry. But really have a process for collecting testimonials. It's really important because it really does validate you as a business. And if someone else is doing your entry on your behalf, and we get this a lot, where it could be one of your teams writing it, it could be you've used a copywriting company, make sure you check it yourself so you know what's been written about you and that all the information is correct, and make sure it's your name that goes as the entrant. And we get this a lot, believe it or not. The new website this year actually gives a box now for anyone completing an entry on someone else's behalf to put their information in. But we need your details. We need to be able to contact you. And we also need to make sure, and you need to make sure that the information they've supplied is correct, because we've had a few incidences where people have been surprised about what's been submitted on their behalf. And that never ceases to amaze me that people don't check what somebody else is submitting for them. So the questions, these are the questions which you will find on the website, and all the questions are the same except for Best Boss and Charity Champion. And there's a slight differentiator for customer service, which I'll talk to you about in a sec. So the judges want to know about the business owner. They want to know about you. They want you to tell them about any relevant qualifications or experience you have, why you have a passion for your industry. So that's the first question. And that's really to kind of lift you off the page and for you to tell the judges about you as a person. Then they want to know how the business began. So what inspired you to start it, what your business actually does. So that could just be a simple list of services. And what is your USP? Now, you might not have a USP, and that's perfectly fine. So, it's really just telling the judges, this is about my business, this is what we do. Then they want to know about your customer service. So how do you look after your customers? Now, if you're entering the customer service category, you get an extension on the word count on that question. And that's because obviously with customer service, we want to know the ins and outs of everything if you're applying for that category. But generally for all the other categories, I just want to know how well you look after your customers. What do you do when things go wrong? What do you do when you onboard new customers? You know, I talk to businesses who send welcome packs to new customers, or who do all kinds of go that extra mile for people. And that's really what the judges want to know. There's a question about growth. So how have you grown your business, and do you have any future plans to grow your business? You might not, and that's perfectly fine. You might be quite happy where it is. Just make that comment in the entry. But it really is about sharing, you know, your thoughts on your business and where you're hoping to go with it. There's a question about marketing your business. How do you market your business and get new customers? And again, that could be a really simple list of things that you do. Your turnover needs to be inserted into the financial box, your net profit for the last financial year, and either provide a statement from your accountant. You know, they do a summary when you submit your accounts, or you can print it off your online accounting system, or even some people submit a spreadsheet. That's absolutely fine, but they just need to know that you've got business acumen, and that at the moment, I think the past year is going to have been tricky for a lot of businesses, unless you're an undertaker or something that's not been so affected by COVID. But they're going to know there's going to be a trajectory of potential downturn for the last 12 months. So, you know, if you've been trading 2, 3, 4, 5 years, put some records of that in. And then they want to know what your best achievements are. So tell them what makes you proud in your business, and really focus on your business, because we get people that talk about their children getting into university, or they put, you know, that they've got 3 children, or they put, you know, stuff that's not related to their business. And actually that question is about your best business achievements, and really focus that down. And you might feel that your achievement is getting your business from 0 to where it is today, and that's absolutely fine. So just focus on what your best achievements are. And then the final question is a business bio, and that is 50 words summarizing your business in a sentence. We use that in the program, and we also use that in social media posts. And so what I would say to you is make sure you're happy with that sentence, because we don't come, if whoever's chosen to be a finalist, we don't come back to you again. Whatever you've given us is what we use. And again, I've had people come up to me and say, where did you get this information about my business in the program? And I'm like, you gave it to us in your entry. Like, oh, did I? So just make sure that those 50 words really count. Now, the best boss category, if you're nominating your boss, that asks why you're nominating them, how long you've worked for the company. It asks why you think your boss is worthy of recognition. And then what we do is we contact your boss, because of GDPR, we do contact your boss, and we do say, you have been nominated, would you like us to proceed with the nomination to the judging panel? So that's what we do on that one. And it's great. Sometimes we get bosses who have 6, 7, 8 people in the company sending nominations in for them. And, you know, that all strengthens their entry. And charity champion is very much around, why did you start the charity? Similar questions to the business one, really, but more aimed at the charity, and asking questions like how you fundraise, what the aims of the charity are, you know, what's the overarching objectives, and how are you achieving those objectives with the charity. So slightly different question, but similar. So that's all our questions. I would advise you can now, we've got a brand new website, so you can now save your entry and come back to it, but I would advise you to work on your entry in a Word document, read and answer the questions properly. I'm going to talk to you about evidence in a moment, and check your word count and your grammar quite carefully, because we have had some quite humorous spelling errors in our entries. I think Sam mentioned this about entering early. You know, the earlier the better, because the last day of the awards is always a massive rush. There's always people panicking, trying to submit their entries. And why do that to yourself? Try and just get it done, get it submitted. Let's not, you know, delay it too long. And also, once you've finished your entry, my advice is to get somebody else to read it before you submit it, who doesn't really know you very well. So it could be a friend of a friend, so that you can have a sense check from somebody, make sure you're not using too many industry acronyms and things that people may not quite understand, and that it all makes perfect sense exactly what you do, and that you've communicated that really well. So just to summarize, what the judges are looking for is your story. They want your challenges, your triumphs, your figures, your achievements, and your credentials. And that's it in a nutshell. And that's what you need to pull together. Evidence, really important. I can't stress this enough, and we're going to be hearing from some of our judges in a second, who I'm sure will reiterate this. But if you want to win an award, the key element is proof, and you've got to prove that you are the best in that category. So the sorts of things that you can submit testimonials, case studies, and these are really important. They're different from testimonials because these are, where you're telling a story to the judges of how you took somebody from where they were when they started to work with you to where they are today. So what difference has your business made to their life? If you do any charity work, pro bono work, community work, sometimes called corporate social responsibility, make sure that's in your entry. The number of people that forget to put all of these things in, they do it, but they don't think about putting into award entry. And it really shows the judges, a business that really takes their responsibility really seriously and wants to support others. You might have a customer survey that you've done, for example, on SurveyMonkey or something like that, where you can show evidence of what your customers think about you and your business. You might want to include staff surveys, your marketing plan, your business plan, and obviously any online reviews. With video, you can't upload video to the entry, but what you can do is, if you have got videos that you want to use, just put them onto a document with the links and submit that as a piece of evidence. But it's really important to make sure the evidence is clear and that the judges can find the information. So I'm going to stop sharing for a sec so we can hear from a couple of judges. Now, I know we've got Karishma. Can I just call on you for a second? You've been judging for the last 3 years.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Right. Yeah, just been judging and sponsoring 3 years running. I'm judging again this year. I was twice finalist back in 2015 when the awards launched, and I have been a 3 times finalist for other awards since. We've already touched on evidence, how important this is, because every time there are always issues with evidence. And as I've stated in the chat just now, please don't think a headshot of yourself is evidence, unless you are carrying a trophy or it's a PR piece with yourself in it. It's so important you state figures. So whether it's company accounts, if you don't have company accounts because you're a new business, please just state the figures, the monthly turnover, monthly profit since you started. We want to see some form of figures. I would, it's one of the sort of pieces of advice I gave previously, which I know has been listed, about creating a folder of evidence, not just for these awards, but for any other awards you enter. Just the smallest thing is going to be really relevant. When I remember when I first entered and I went knocking on Debbie's door early hours of the morning to submit these big chunky folders in 2015 of my entry, I had screenshotted things, whether it was messages from people, just about what I'd done, my achievements, photographs, everything that I could possibly supply to do with that business. So grab things. These days you've got the snippets you can take from your social media, whether it's even messages. I'd had messages from key people in my industry like applauding my work, so I sort of evidenced that, so they didn't have to look for everything as well. Really important to add all your social media links, because if they're on there, we will really view them. We will view them. So that's really important. Just a few other bits. Let me just see. I've made some notes. Yeah, really important. Read the category, because if you're applying for best boss, Your submission is not going to be exactly the same for best business. So this is so important, and so many people do a copy and paste job, and that's not what we want. And I've had people submit awards for other people, and what they've done is enter exactly the same for another category, and I've marked them down completely because it doesn't answer the question. So read the category and be very specific to that category. That's really my key advice.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's brilliant. Thank you. And I'm just going to flip over to one of the other judges. Thank you. Lorraine Thomas, let me find you. Where are you? You're there somewhere. Lorraine, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I've unmuted myself.
Fabulous. Now, you joined us last year on our judging panel, having judged other awards. Yeah. So would you just like to share any top tips or anything that you love to see in award entries?
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning, everybody. I would say if you are thinking about entering, then you already have that greatness mindset because you're thinking about it, right? And entering, and if you actually go over the line and enter, then you're a winner, right? Because you've got to that stage. So the rest is easy. All you've got to do is talk about yourself and your business. And if you're already starting from now to think about that, how hard can it be? You just need to get it onto paper. And I would say the thing that I look for most is to see your passion coming through. So the other judges will talk about probably the technicality of it. What I'm looking for is what makes you top of mind? What makes me think, gosh, I can't put her entry down. I want to meet her. Why would I give you my last Rolo? That's what I want to see. What is, what keeps me thinking, she's amazing. I want to be like her. So I want to see the passion coming through. I want to see that gumption, that go, that grit, that gold. What is it that's going to hold me to your entry, that's going to spark something that I want to talk about you? And I think that's it in a nutshell. And the other thing, yes, I agree with the evidence, but don't ramble. Be clear. It's the go, the gumption, the gold. Remember all of those things. Just be clear, be concise, don't ramble, and you'll win. That's it. But you're a winner anyway. So that's it.
Yeah. Thanks, Lorraine. Amazing. And thank you for your support. Much appreciated. Okay, back to the slides for a moment. Let's go back. There we go. Thumbs up if you can see that, just to make sure. Thank you. So thanks to Lorraine and to Karishma for sharing their thoughts on evidence. Really, really important to think that through. I'm just going to mention one year. What happened there? I'm just going to mention, for example, the sorts of evidence that is not applicable. So one year we had a dog. Can everyone make sure they're on mute? I don't know what happened there. One year we had a dog grooming business that entered, and they put a picture of a dog grooming table as evidence. And as the judges said, we would expect a dog groomer to have a dog grooming table. So it's about thinking what evidence, and they didn't submit any pictures of any lovely dogs that they groomed. So if in doubt about your evidence, give us a call and we'll talk you through it. So your entry needs to help the judges, really. So create it like a story, make your submission a good read, avoid jargon, inflated claims, they sniff out inflated claims, unexplained acronyms even, and oh my goodness, unedited copy and pasting. We get a lot of people that copy and paste off their website and they don't read it properly and it's out of context. And avoid really weighty downloaded files that they have to really sift through them to find the point. So it's really important to serve them the evidence really easily. You can add up to 4 uploads, up to 20 megabytes each. It's all on the website, the file types, but essentially they're JPEGs, PDFs, or docs, and just make it clear what it relates to. So I just think make it as easy as possible for the judges to give you those all important points. Important dates, we are closing on the 30th of June at 5 o'clock. We don't extend our awards, we never have, and it's really important that you benchmark that date. That's when it's shut. And there's a ticker on the homepage of the website, and I think it's showing 92 days or something like that. We will announce our finalists by the 3rd of September, maybe slightly earlier than that, but that's the latest date that we will get the finalists announced. It probably will be a little bit earlier than that. And our final, which will be on the 15th of October, either online or it will be in person. And we're hoping for an in-person event. Fingers crossed. So you really need to, if you get that all-important email saying that you've been shortlisted as a finalist, you really need to get on it straight away. And you can get so much social media traction from this, emailing your customers, adding your logo to your website and your email footers, write a blog, do a press release. Lots of our finalists over the years have had great publicity. Congratulate the other finalists as well. It's always a great networking opportunity. And follow other finalists and sponsors on social media. So you really need to maximise that finalist status. Media coverage, you know, we do as much as we can to help you get exposure. We put all our winners and finalists showcased throughout our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We often find journalists pick stuff up through that. And, you know, you can see this is just a really short, small snapshot of some of the publicity that our winners over the years have had, and finalists actually. This was a finalist here. We've had people on national television, on radio, and we've got a PR expert in the room, which is Caroline. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a sec and bring her on. Caroline, where are you? If you unmute yourself.
Tried to then, it didn't work, so that was good. I'm here though, I am here.
So I've got Caroline here from Cheerleader PR. Tell us why awards are so important for PR.
Well, I think the thing with awards is that it just gives you that sort of snapshot of somebody who's really going places in their business. And the brilliant thing is that all the things you need to do to enter the awards are really going to get you to a point where you're ready to do your own PR, which is what I champion and encourage people to do, because PR is all about building relationships and your reputation. So you're all doing it all already. But I think the awards gives you more of a structure for bringing all of your achievements together into one place and collecting that evidence, because actually journalists and, you know, other people you want to build relationships with, that's bloggers or influencers or peers or, you know, investors, whatever it is, they need to see that evidence that you know your stuff, you know what you're doing, you know your story, you want your story to connect with them. So actually the awards just give you such a brilliant vehicle to do that. And like Debbie said, and the other lady that spoke before who'd already got some coverage from being a winner, actually being a finalist, you know, is start doing your PR then, you know, start reaching out then, because you've got, PR is all about other people saying that you're good at what you do. And by being named as a finalist, you know, the awards, this awards is saying that they think you've got what it takes, whether you win or not, you're a finalist and no one can take that away from you. So that's when your PR efforts can start. And then obviously if you then become the gold winner, then you can have another go, but actually just go for it. You know, when you get shortlisted, go for it and work out who do you want to be known by, where are they, where can you go and tell them that you've been shortlisted, and just use it to, you know, your own benefit to really to get known and noticed. And I think that's the thing, as I say, going through this process, like when I see Debbie go through the list of all the stuff you need to do, it's like, yeah, that will help with your PR, that evidence, you know, it's just puts you in such a good position. Because the thing you find is when you have to introduce yourself to anyone, or when you need to, you know, pitch to a journalist or anyone else you're pitching to for an opportunity, you need to be succinct and get your message across really sort of clearly and succinctly. And having to do that process in order to enter an awards, it just puts you in such a good position for PR, because you've already done the hard work. I mean, a lot of the people I work with, it's refining and honing and narrowing down their story. You'll do that in order to enter these awards. And yeah, it's just a brilliant opportunity. So seize it with both hands and get entering, because it'll just give you a whole new way to reach more people, which is what you want to do in business, really.
Thank you, Caroline. Do put your details, because you have a Facebook group, don't you?
I do. I have a Facebook group called PR for Passionate Go-Getters, where I help people to learn how to promote themselves with confidence and clarity, whether that's media coverage or podcasts or wherever you want to be seen, and working out where you want to be seen as a starting point. So I'll add a link in the chat. But yeah, you're welcome to come and join. It's a free Facebook group, just lots of advice and insights from me and opportunities as well. So thanks so much, Debbie. Thanks for having me, and good luck, everybody.
Thank you. Great stuff. Right, let's go back to our little PowerPoint again. Can someone just give me a thumbs up? You can see that. I don't want to start rambling. Yeah, so, you know, from Sky News, the Victoria Derbyshire Show, national newspapers, magazines, BBC News. I've even been on the BBC News. How exciting. To TV series and TV shows. Anisha Nayar, winner of our Best Legal category, even got her own TV series, Crime Doesn't Pay, and it's been on Rip Off Britain and Steph on Channel 4. So these really do put you on the map for journalists, TV researchers, and we get a lot of journalist requests coming through to us, and we field those and send them on to our finalists if they're applicable. And radio, great to go on local radio, BBC radio, national radio, all kinds of media outlets that really do put you on the map. So what else do I want to tell you? Well, on the night of the awards, so let's keep our fingers crossed that we can do a face-to-face final in October. And we always say, just maximise it as much as you can. This is a picture of all our finalists in 2019. Take as many photos as you can. This applies to any awards, if you go to any awards. Post on social media, do a live when you're there, create a buzz around your business and maximise all the images and make as much of it as you possibly can. And with our awards, everybody wins an award now. So if you are a finalist and chosen as a finalist, you will become a silver winner. If you are chosen as the winner in your category, you will get a gold award. So this is Amanda Redman, who won the financial services category last week. This is Annie Armitage, a photographer, who won a silver award for children and families. And we decided to bring this in. Here's one of them. Here's one I made earlier. Because we felt that actually being chosen as a finalist was a mark of quality, because not everybody gets selected. So you now get one of these silver awards as a finalist, or if you win your category, you get one of these gold ones. So these are our sponsors. I know a lot of them can't be here today, but you know, without them, the awards wouldn't happen, and they really support us with their sponsorship to make the event as special as it is. So I want to thank all the sponsors as well from me. Just want to talk to you about a book called Winner, written by one of our previous winners, who has now become a sponsor. And she also asked me to write the foreword for the book, so that was exciting. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just get you to meet Denise quickly. Hold on, let's stop sharing. Denise, you take yourself off mute. Good.
Hello.
How are you?
Lovely to see everybody. Yeah, good, thank you. Hope you all are too. I love that there's so many enthusiastic faces that are looking at what their business achievements have been. They're thinking, yes, I'm going to put myself out there and share what I've done. And that actually was part of the motivation for writing the book. Debbie so kindly did the foreword. Because people had asked me, you know, is there a secret sauce? Well, yes and no. That there isn't a way of magicking a win, that's for certain, but there are, like everything in your business lives, there's a process. And if you can activate a process of getting the right evidence, looking at what your achievements have been, but very importantly, telling your business story, because your business journey is absolutely unique to you. And that's one of the things the judges are going to be looking at and say, I've been honoured to be a winner, and that was a fabulous achievement. I've been honoured to be a judge, and I'm honoured to be a sponsor. And when you're judging the entries, it is absolutely phenomenal what these business women have achieved. And I think, you know, you need to make sure that you give the best version of yourselves. So please start amassing your evidence now. Get other people to say what is good about you. And of course, you saying your business is brilliant. Well, I hope you believe in your business and you're prepared to say that your business is brilliant. But other people saying your business is brilliant is the strongest thing that you can do. So testimonials and quotes, evidence and case studies, and screen grabs of your social media achievements. Have you had a bit of editorial featured? Did you get a bit of a press release and it was shared in your local media? Grab all of those things, put them all in a folder, and then you'll be ready. Look back over your diary. I bet you're really, really surprised of all the things that you've done and what was all part of your journey. So capture all of your evidence as you go. And when you're putting your evidence together, get someone impartial to have a proofread. I think, I act as a bid writer, and we help people win government contracts as well as helping them win awards. And that's really what we want to do. We want to help people win more often. But a lot of time people get blind to their own words because, of course, you know what you want it to say. So someone else who hasn't read it before is going to give you that clarity that perhaps you wouldn't have had yourself. And that can enable the understanding too. It's that whole process of, have they seen what you've said? Did it make any sense to them?
Fabulous. And where can they get the book? Do you want to drop a link into the chat? And I'll
yes, I'll drop a link in the chat. Yeah, it's actually on special on Amazon at the moment, so you can go there. Amazon, you've got to love Amazon. Every so often they do you a special promo on your book, so they're doing that at the moment, which is brilliant. If anybody wants a special signed copy of a hard copy, I'll put in my Winner How to Win website link as well. And if you drop me a message and you'd like a signed copy, I'm more than happy to do that as well. But Amazon, obviously, a lot of you have got Prime. Since none of us have gone anywhere, we have to have postal deliveries. So as you like, I will put the links in there. But one thing I would say that the book gives the insight of, it isn't just my opinion on things. What's really important is what the judges have said. And there's lots of nuggets from previous winners and judges saying what they look for, what the journey needs to be of your award entries. And Debbie's awards are absolutely fabulous. I entered first off when I knew nobody at all. And I travelled across the country to meet a load of ladies I didn't know. And I was a finalist the first year in 3 categories and I didn't win, but I had such a lovely time. It was such an encompassing awards process. And I thought, I want to be part of this. This feels like a family. And so next year I entered, and then I won the trophy for best marketing and PR. So to keep going, I'm reading about people that have kept going 3, 4, 5 years. Good. That's what we want to see, that tenaciousness of keeping going. And yet last year was rubbish. This year has been a challenge so far. Everybody knows that. And in truth, if you're prepared to put yourself out there this year, there are a lot of other people that are distracted into other things. This can be your year to shine. So take that opportunity.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Yeah, it's been great to get to know you through the awards and to collaborate on the book, and invited you onto the judging panel, and you judge other awards as well. So it's great to have you on board. And the book is brilliant. And you can also read my funny story about my very first award win back in 2012, but you've got to buy the book to read it. Okay. Yes, people are asking about evidence, how far back. If you've got some really good stuff that you've done over the last 2 or 3 years, then yes, please include it. It's not just the last year. So if you've got press, publicity, did something amazing and you want to include that, then please do. So let's go into the final part. Just share my screen again. There we go. Lovely picture there of Denise with her award. Can we all see that? Thumbs up, please. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Fabulous. I'm just nervous. Oh, technology. So hopefully, let's keep all our fingers. Can we all cross our fingers, everybody, that this virus disappears and does one, and we can meet at the Radisson Blu Edwardian at Heathrow for a fabulous night of celebration where we celebrate everybody. We celebrate the fact that we are female, we are all running businesses, we are all juggling, but you know what, we're all incredible. And that's what that night is all about. It is on the 15th of October. We hope it will be in person. But if it isn't, and we can't do it, BOSA says no, then we will be online as we were this year for our 2020 cohort. And here's a few little images, and I captured some of these. I mean, we've got loads of them, but you know what? I mean, it was online. You can't absolutely replicate that face-to-face final, but you can see by the smiles on people's faces, we did our very best to try and give them a networking experience, a night of celebration. You can see by all their smiling faces. And we have one of our winners here from that night, Christine. So I'm going to stop sharing, who's got her little friend with her today. He was there on the night as well, wasn't he, Christine?
He was.
So, Christine, tell us what you won, about your business, and then also just tell us what it was like as an online final.
Cool. Well, thanks for the opportunity, Debbie. So I'm Christine Mackay from Salamander UK. I started it 7 years ago. We're visual problem solvers. We convey our B2B clients complex messages using animation on any platform. So 2D, 3D, augmented reality, virtual reality, all that kind of good stuff. I really, really do support what everyone else has said here about applying for awards. I think they're great on so many levels. Having those laurels on your website, email signatures and social media just builds, trust, builds your brand, etc., and the credibility, which is fantastic. And everyone loves a good story. So from a PR perspective, it is really good. It was the actual awards, the online awards were amazing. So my team and I really, really enjoyed it. We were so surprised how smoothly it went, how exciting it was, how you could actually, network, even though it was all virtual. Hats off, Debbie. It was really smooth and so effortless and so much fun. And we loved getting glammed up, it's so unusual nowadays, isn't it? We just don't get a chance. But that was really lovely. And in fact, I posted about the awards on socials, and we got fantastic uptake. So we had over 7,000 views on LinkedIn. We had over nearly 300 likes and 100 and odd comments, which is really good. I mean, for us, I don't know about everybody else, but that's pretty good numbers. And this kind of exposure is fantastic for any business. And for us, it's been really great. The awards are brilliant because it's an extremely high caliber of entrants, and it's really prestigious, and the laurels have a lot of credibility, which is really brilliant. And you get to network with everybody. You get to sort of widen your circle. You meet some amazing ladies, amazing businesses, and it kind of sort of opens up your mind, I suppose, which is really good fun. And yeah, as I say, we're really astounded by the virtual event. It was quite unforgettable. So we are applying again this year. We can't wait to see what Debbie's got in store. And I really think that Debbie and her team have done an amazing job. They've kept everybody in the loop, feeling like a sort of a proper family, making sure that you knew what was happening next, what to do. It was honestly faultless. So hats off, Debbie. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you, Christine. There is a video of the night online, which we've got, and we're just trying to edit it and put it together, so it should be on YouTube in the next few days, and we'll send you a link so you can see what our online final was like, and you can obviously see our previous face-to-face finals as well on YouTube. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. And it will give you a sense of the celebration, because I'd been to a lot of awards myself, which is why I started these, where as a finalist, if I didn't win, I wasn't really celebrated at all. And it was just sort of like only the winners got any kind of recognition. The finalists were just sort of pushed to the wayside and forgotten about. And I thought, this is wrong. We need something that actually celebrates everybody that gets to a final, and that, being in business is tough. I've been in business for 23 years and it's hard going, keeping that motivation. And actually, I had to be pushed to enter awards myself. And when I finally did it, you kind of, I did win the first one I ever entered, but then I have been finalist in numerous awards and won numerous awards. But the other thing I wanted was to create a family, if you like, of people to connect with each other. So I'm just going to share with you about our Winners Club now. So let's talk about that. So this is just the pictures from the online final. So our Winners Club. Now, what we normally do when we've had our face-to-face event is about 6 weeks later, 4 to 6 weeks later, we meet for the winners' drinks, which is completely free. It's paid for out of our sponsorship money. And we've done that event every year since we started. And obviously the Winners Club grew and grew, and it was a great opportunity to get winners together with sponsors, winners past and present, to network, meet each other. Some incredible partnerships have developed from doing this. And, you know, because on the night, you're kind of with your own friends or family and colleagues, and you don't necessarily get to talk to other winners. You don't necessarily get to talk to all the sponsors. You'll get to speak to some people, but it'll generally be the people on your table or near where you are. So these events give you a real opportunity for those deeper connections. We're not obviously doing it this year because at the moment no venues are open, but we are going to do something as soon as venues do open. And this will open up now to anyone who was shortlisted, like as a finalist, because they become a silver winner. We'll open it up to everybody to get together. And then normally in the summer, we do a summer lunch. And the summer lunch is chargeable, but it just covers the cost of your lunch. And last year, we were supposed to be going on a Thames River cruise, which was all booked and all ready to go. And we were all really, really excited about it. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, so we had to cancel it, and we tried postponing it. And in the end, we just cancelled it altogether. But those are the kinds of events we do. So we've done this picture on the left is at Champneys in Tring. So we did a lunch in the summer, and then people stayed on if they wanted to and went for a spa. Yeah, I think I was there about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock that night in the end. These are some of our porn star martinis from one of our winners' drinks events. Which was in Waterloo. So we try and do something central London now, so it makes it accessible for anyone in the UK to get to. It's more easy. Champneys is lovely, but it is stuck out in the middle of nowhere in Tring. But you know, it's a really good opportunity, and I've personally now met people that I've done business with through the awards, which wasn't my intention, and grown my network through it, and also watched everybody grow their business connections. And I think that's something again that is missing from a lot of business awards out there, that they just, to them it's just about an event, bums on seats, out you get, and move on to the next one. And we're not like that. We're very much like, we want to support our winners and we want to see more success come your way. And this is just a few little pictures from our last face-to-face final in 2019. Yeah, it was a great night. Full of celebration. Now we've got a few more things coming up. I appreciate that some of you, it's a lot of information to take on board, and that some of you may be sitting there thinking, oh my God, this sounds like a hell of a lot of work. I'm going to run some awards masterclasses which will go over general information about all types of business awards. We will do an award entry question brainstorm session to help you if you're struggling, help you create your answers, help you hone in on what evidence you need to put in, and asking specific questions. So the dates, because the website only launched late last night, they're still having some technical things getting the event side of the website sorted out. So these will go on, but they're not on there at the moment, and I'll pop them up there. And then we're going to do an awards clinic on the 16th of June. So that will enable you to book a 30-minute slot just to go through stuff and make sure you've got everything you need to put in your entry. If writing award entries is not something you want to do, it is not cheating getting somebody to write them for you. I think sometimes you have to hone in on what your skills are. And if your skills are not writing, or you don't feel comfortable about writing about yourself, then there is no shame in employing the services of a copywriter, or there are plenty of people who specialise in writing award entries out there. If you are in this call today and you write award entries, please put your details in the chat box, because we will share that afterwards. And there is no shame in getting someone else to write it for you, but please do check your submission carefully. Also, you know, when we send emails out to people saying that they're a finalist, please respond. Please check your junk around at the time when we announce. And, you know, we want people to be at the final, because at the end of the day, it's part of the celebration. So if you think you can't make the 15th of October, then leave entering this year and into next year. because there's little point in entering if you're not going to get the publicity. And Christine mentioned, you know, 7,000 reach on the night for her business. You know, we got on our last face-to-face event in 2019, our reach was 250,000 that night. On the online event, it wasn't as many, it was around 100,000 that night we reached with our posts, but it's still a lot of people, and it's still an incredible buzz. And if you're not there, you're not going to capitalize on that, either online or face-to-face. You're not going to capitalize on that. So think carefully. If your business is just starting out, you know, you've literally maybe just started in the last couple of months, I would hold off entering till next year, till you've got some traction and some evidence. You know, we get this every year. People put a business in that's only started 6-8 weeks before the closing date, for example, and you're going to be up against businesses that have been going maybe for 1 year to 2 years. So it's very unlikely you would, well, it's never happened that you would be chosen as a finalist. So if you're a new business and you're here today to find out about awards, great, but it's something maybe for another year or so down the line. These are our social media links. The new website has literally just launched, so you know, I need to go through it all carefully with a fine-tooth comb. Unfortunately, one of the developers got COVID, would you believe? Only happens to me. So we were supposed to have launched this on Friday. Give me time to go through it all and make sure everything works. But the entries are all working, and that's the main thing. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we've got a LinkedIn company page, we use Facebook, we also have YouTube as well. And we always use that, actually that hashtag is wrong, it should say 2021, I should have updated that. So yeah, we will be using the hashtag BBW8 2021. So I'm going to stop sharing. Now, if anyone's got any questions they want to ask, just put your, use the hand symbol or stick your hand up. There is 3 pages of you, so I will do my best to see, or you can put them into the chat box.